In our first story, the Upper West Regional Director of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Winfred Ofosu, has revealed that there is an increase in cases of maternal deaths and teenage pregnancy in the region. Speaking at the mid-year performance review of the Ghana Health Service in Wa, he said the region recorded 9 maternal deaths at the same period last year as compared to 16 this year. He said though there have been reports of increasing cases of teenage pregnancy in some districts in the region, the national figure still stood at some 13%. Rafiq Salam reports from Wa.
The mid-year performance review of the Upper West Health Directorate of the Ghana Health Service was held on the theme Strengthening Health Service Performance Gains in the Upper West region, the role of monitoring and supervision. It brought together key stakeholders in the health sector to discuss challenges that bedevil the health sector with a view to proffering solutions to addressing them. Upper West Regional Director of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Winfred Ofosu, stated that the region introduced hospital peer review involving all hospitals and polytechnics in the region to improve quality of health services. The program, according to him, has generated intense competition among health facilities in the region. On attraction and retention of critical staff, he noted that the region has made significant gains in the areas of medical officers, midwives, physician assistants, and professional nurses.
We can talk about having 51 medical officers in the region, 59 physician assistants, 451 registered midwives, 820 community health nurses, which are key in the implementation of CHIPS, as well as 1,593 enrolled nurses and 283 technical officers. We are hoping to improve on these numbers to actually support the service delivery effort that we are doing. But it's clear that in terms of the staff, gradually and steadily, that is improving to help in the delivery of health services.
Dr. Ofosu was not happy about the increasing cases of maternal deaths and teenage pregnancy in the region.
A lot of pregnant women during delivery and during labor and delivery. This year, the first half of the year, we lost 16 compared to 9 in 2016. So we need to work hard so that we do not lose any woman again as a result of pregnancy. Teenage pregnancy, as some of the districts have indicated, is also on the rise, but at the national level, it remains 13% as we recorded last year. So we need to work hard so that we can reduce the teenage pregnancies. And on vaccination, aside BCG and measles, there was a marginal decline in all other antigens. So that is also another area that we will have to look at, even as we discuss into details.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
17 half-year review session.
Away from hell, the chiefs and people of Ziope traditional area in the Agotime Ziope district of the Volta region, they are proposing the establishment of a tomato processing factory in the area under the government's One District, One Factory initiative. According to the paramount chief of Ziope, Togbe Bena Loluvi, the area is well known for the vast production of tomato and hence the well-positioned of the area to furnish the processing factory with more than enough raw materials. He made this proposal at this year's Agbleza celebrations in Ziope over the weekend.
Ziope traditional area is noted for vast tomato cultivation amidst other vegetables and crops. The area has been one of the country's major food baskets due to the intense all-year-round farming activities, hence the institutionalization of the annual Agbleza, which literally means farm festival, to celebrate farmers and urge them on. Ziope has endorsed the new patriotic party's One District, One Factory, Planting for Food and Jobs, and One Village, One Dam flagship programs, believing they will be of great benefit to the area since residents are predominantly farmers. This was evident in this year's theme for Adbleza, planting for food and jobs in a healthy community. The Deputy Minister for Youth and Sports, Pius Hajide, who represented government, appreciated the area's belief and trust in the NPP's government's vision and urged the community not to abandon the farming profession as government endeavors to make it more lucrative.
Organized, the planning committee did a good job. I am happy to note that the paramount chief himself sat in state, the district executive was there, the member of parliament was there. What for me is instructive is what appears to be a clear endorsement of most of the flagship programs of the current government. I'm talking about planting for food and jobs, for instance, which happens to be the theme for this year's Adbleza. The theme for the Adbleza is planting for food and jobs in a clean environment. For me, that is enough testament that the people are behind their government in these matters. They have also clearly endorsed the one district, one factory. No wonder they have asked for a tomatoes factory here in Ethiopia. It means that the people understand that the promises of the NPP are meaningful and that they are things that human beings desire and deserve in their lives.
The paramount chief of Ziopet traditional area, Todbi Loluvi Baina, appealed to government to consider establishing a tomato processing factory in the area, since tomatoes is produced in abundance, and also consider a promise by former President Mahama to make the area a vegetable production hub. He also lamented on the scarcity of potable water in the area and appealed to government to ensure a swift completion of the Adidome water project, which will be extended to the Ziope area to end the outbreak of waterborne diseases.
The tomatoes factory.
We have been trumpeting the establishment of a tomato factory in our area for some years now. We want it established this year. The Ziope area is known for the cultivation of tomatoes. We thank the government for the construction of the Keyeme Dam, but we need more dams in other communities of the traditional area to facilitate farming. We are bedeviled with the scarcity of potable water and appealing to government to quickly complete the Adidome water project.
Residents are optimistic the establishment of the tomato processing factory would help reduce post-harvest losses farmers experience and also improve livelihoods in the area. Fred Kwame Asari's report for JoyNews.
The Asantehene Otumfuo Setu II has donated 50,000 Ghana cedis to the family of the late John Mahama. The money, according to Otumfuo, is to sponsor the education of the children of the late Mahama. Well, the donation was made to the family of the late soldier at the Minsha Palace during a courtesy call by the family of the late military man. The delegation that called on the Asantehene included the family head of Major Mahama, his father, and Barbara Mahama, the widow.
We cannot have his person back, but we have his memory to ourselves, and therefore that is what would ginger the family and everybody to appreciate that even though he died under those circumstances, he died fighting as a soldier also. But he was a gentleman soldier. Because even though he was armed, he said, listen, I don't want to use that, pleading with them to say, listen, I'm a soldier and all that. So let us have faith in the Lord that he gave him to us and he's taking him under the circumstance. But then maybe through that, his name will live forever for us. I took him as my son like that because when I heard that, he was more my son, my grandson and everything. And so once it's happened to him, it's happened to me. And that's why my delegation was there to mourn with you. Our long relationship with the Gonja land, with the it's something that it's more like brothers and sisters, and therefore it shall still remain so. So I just want to assure the family that even though we've lost him, we still are here, and anything that we can do to support the family, we shall do to support the family. There has been a trust fund set up by the government. I don't know how it is functioning, and therefore we would also give another 50,000 Ghana cedis to that so that they can continue with that. It will help to look after the family, the young lady and the kids and the father and everything. They should take it to me that if there is anything that we can do to support them, please, they shouldn't hesitate to let us know.
The Ghana Journalists Association is yet to confirm its tentative election date of September 29, 2017. And ahead of that, JoyNews has been profiling candidates for the presidency. The association has come under some intense criticism and accused of placing personal interests of executive above collective interests of its members. A particular case in question being a statement it issued which is largely considered an attempt to gag investigative journalists. The statement cautions against judgmental reportage, citing examples of JoyNews Manasseh Azure winners' investigative pieces. But many journalists say it was in bad taste. Or the GJ's presidential candidates for the upcoming elections, Lloyd Evans, told Gifty and Apia on the polls that social media trolling of incumbent Roland Afelmoni following the statement is justified. He also adds that even though he agrees with parts of the statement in principle, the timing and scope was bad.
Justified to a large extent because Afelmoni has been there for nearly 12 years, and if he has anything to offer by now, he should have offered them long ago, and he came under this barrage of attacks, in different forms. One, the death of the journalist, trying to talk for government, which was very unfortunate, the smashing of someone's recorder. Yeah. And there's a third one now trying to pinpoint, as if a journalist has taken some money somewhere to destroy another person, which again is unfortunate. So there's a lot of things that he has done and said which didn't go down well with the descending Ghanaian journalists.
So essentially you're saying they're justified?
They are justified to a large extent.
And with a few weeks to the election, Lloyd Evans has also been defending his leadership credentials, stating his grand plan for the Journalists Association, as well as reasons for some decisions considered as his shortfalls.
I have determination to do things. The determination to do things. Satisfaction is not in my dictionary. If I take a decision to put certain things forward, I go all out. And I would prefer to do that thing and fail than failing not to do it. Let me do it and let me fail. I can say that, yes, I tried coming up with an insurance cover for journalists or members. I went this far, but because of this bottleneck, I failed. I prefer that way.
Okay.
So somebody else can pick the pieces up, refine it, and probably get that. We build bridges, we build blocks. So I prefer, and that is the character in me. And I have that, and I have that strong will that when I told a group of journalists, look, we are doing this program, it is my wish and my desire that at the end of the day, I will pick about 15 or so journalists who haven't made any travel outside the country before. Take them out to an African country or whatever. They thought I was joking, and I forced my way, and I was able to achieve, and they were shocked.
And before we go, the Interior Minister, Ambrose Derry, has charged African leaders to robustly pursue at different levels on the African continent a renewed effort to end violence. The Interior Minister says it has become increasingly imperative to move swiftly as the number of violent conflicts and threats to peace on the continent are on the rise. Speaking at the opening ceremony of the West Africa Peace Building Institute course, Ambrose Derry pledged his ministry will work tirelessly to ensure a stable and peaceful environment for sustainable development. MFA Jiradosi now reports.
16th session of the West Africa Peace Building Institute, WAPI, saw the participation of members from some West African countries. The participants are expected to go through 3 weeks training on some key concepts in peace and security, Commandant of the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, FEM Griffiths Evans, noted that the course will equip members to promote solutions to violence in the sub-region.
For the next 3 weeks, you will be deliberating on matters as diverse and yet inextricably interrelated as peace-building program design, development, conflict prevention, and protection of civilians. Indeed, it is as a result of these challenges that WANEP and KIPTC established a strategic partnership geared towards promoting civil society, civilian participation in peace-building practice and development. This course will surely equip you with the capacity to engage in effective peace-building interventions to support ongoing regional and sub-regional efforts to promote solutions to existing problems.
On his part, Interior Minister Ambrose Derry charged African leaders to pursue renewed efforts to end violence.
As the number of violent conflicts and threats to peace on our beloved continent continue to rise, it has become imperative for a renewed effort to bring a lasting end to conflicts and structural violence be more robustly pursued at different levels of our continent. Peace is a prerequisite for the development of every society. In this regard, it cannot be overemphasized that peace must be backed by action, and proactivity is the way to go. My ministry continues to work tirelessly to ensure that collaboration and partnerships between state and non-state actors is paramount in the execution of our mandate.
He also reiterated his ministry's commitment to support institutions that seek to promote peace.
Are we ready? Well, so we have to call it a morning on the latest news update. We have a lot more news, fortunately. And Mamavi, good morning to you. How are you?
Morning,
all right, and so we'll be looking at the newspapers very soon. But you know, Kenya, they've now set October 17th for the next. Is it a rerun? I think
it's a rerun, but it's restricted to only 2 candidates. We'll share the details of the statement. But we've got a new. This is also another story, Roland, that's making
this
huge
one broke,
headlines. It's like drama.
Yes.
Exton Cubic.
So I want to know, what are they revoking? A lease? I thought they said there was no lease after all.
Well, apparently there is one, and we'll see. We'll see. We'll have a full.
I'll see whether we can call the. Can we call the Minister for Lands?
You could do anything you want to do, as long as it's legal.
We'll see. When we're doing the newspapers,
that's where you are the boss.
No, when we're doing newspapers, we'll call him and see whether he'll pick.
So we'll have the newspapers coming up in a bit, but first, Charlie, it's a Tuesday. It looks a bit slow, you know, so we want to heat it up. And we've got just the right person to do the heating for us this morning. What do you say?
All right, so who will be doing it for us?
Guess.
All right.
Guess. She's Nigerian.
Tiwa Savage.
She's a bit crazy, but I love her. She's heat.
She's heat.
And
hot.
heat is her.
Yemi. Alade. Okay, so we'll bring you Nagode by Yemi Alade.
Enjoy.
Please, we hope that you enjoy.
Yeah.